Hi, soul family. How are you all doing? This has been one of the most incredible days, probably, that I can even ever remember. One of the most powerful days. Wow. If you're following anything that I'm posting on my wall today, you'll understand maybe a small portion of it. My daughter, who has always said that she was agnostic, has I don't even know I can't even go into this. I can't even go into the detail and the depth of this. It's just so overwhelming, but it's incredible. It just shows me that families carry psychic gifts. You know, my grandmother was, my mother was, my daughter is, my grandson is, my son is as well, and he pushes it away with everything in him. And my daughter has as well until recently, currently very, very recently. She's also very creative. My entire family is very artistic. Like I've always said to you guys, they are. I'm not. I don't have that gift that they have. But my son, my mother, my grandmother. Actually, you know what? I don't even know if my grandmother was the gardener. So I'm more like I'm like my grandma. I'm the gardener. That's funny. And everyone else is the creative ones. But she has been creating these amazing pieces, one-of-a-kind pieces, art pieces, and she's selling them. And I didn't know because we weren't talking for a while. I told you guys, and she just showed them to me today, and has each one is being placed with an animal totem message, which is my thing. You know, that's my thing, you guys. I mean, that's my favorite thing, my animal messengers, and she's embracing the wisdom of what I've been trying to share, and I didn't think she was listening. So don't ever give up on people. Don't ever give up, and don't ever think that your words are falling on deaf ears, because you know, you can't make somebody change their mind, but never underestimate the power of planting a seed. And when the time is right, it happens. And one of the pieces, she mentioned it, and I didn't see it. She showed me all but one. But it was the praying mantis, and you guys know I've been speaking about the praying mantis and how it has come to me recently. The praying mantis is sacred for me because it's my twin. It's also me. And so today I said, I would like to see your praying mantis, and she said, it's my favorite one. I almost don't want to sell it. And I said, don't. I'd like to look at it. So she sent it to me, and I shared it on both my walls. You can go see her story. And she told of the praying mantis, and I said that she didn't know, but she did know. Her higher self knew. She told my story. So a lot of times we don't know why Spirit does things. We don't know the synchronistic events that are going to be lined up, but we've been told. Remember, we've been given, Lady of Lightning is going to appear. And when the Lady of Lightning appears, amazing things happen. Ways of belief systems are completely changing. Shocks, paradigm shifts. I mean, all kinds of manner of complete turnarounds. And this is it, man. And for my daughter to embrace even just that, I know that she will awaken at her time, but it's working in her already. And my grandson was already seeing to it quite a long time ago. And I can only hope one day my son will awaken, and maybe he won't in this lifetime, but wow, I am just incredibly blown away and incredibly grateful right now. So I wanted to share that, and I'm just so grateful to the Father. And then something else just occurred. I've been having the false twin coming at me, and signs left, right, and center that it was him, that it was him, that it was him. And I can't explain to you what it means, because if you're not in a twin soul relationship, you can't understand it. But every single message and every single sign showed the other one. But my heart knew. And I sit here with my dream board with my twin, and I looked at it, and I watched one by one by one as the other one came forward over and over in every sign, loud. And I said, I know who it is, and it's you. My choice is made, and it is you. Oh my God, look, I'm just sitting here looking at my Facebook page, and look what's up on my Facebook page. Soulmate relationship with a spiritual basis is here for you now. I got to tell you, when Spirit came to me and told me about this journey and asked me if I would accept it, I had just awakened. I had no idea. And I said yes, and they said, this will be the hardest thing you have ever had to do. No one will understand it. Everyone will come against you. Everyone will argue with you. You will be having to stand and defend your position down to the bitter end. People are going to think you're crazy, because no one can understand a twin soul relationship if they're not in a twin soul relationship. I know that my friends try to be on my side. I know that they try and be supportive, but in the back of their mind, they're They just don't want to see me alone. They're sad and they think, she's got to be a little crazy, And I don't care what anyone thinks. I know who my twin is, and I know what my soul says. And my father told me, they will come against you like arrows, and we got that in our messages. You may have to fight this fight all the way to the bitter end, and I am. And I got to tell you, I will not fucking give up. And what just happened, I made that choice. I was bawling my face off and looking at my twin saying, I know who you are. I don't care what they say. I know who you are. And right then, my friend posted a great horned owl. Well, you know that I am the great horned owl. And my twin is the great horned owl. I am the red hawk during the day, and my twin is the great horned owl. He is the silent one. She showed the picture of the most beautiful great horned owl, and she said, I just found in my yard a dead great horned owl with nothing wrong with it except for one little, what did she say? I got to read it to you guys because this is my twin. Just happened. Okay, not every day you find a dead great horned owl in your backyard, so beautiful and not a mark on it, other than a tiny part in the feathers at the back of the head. Best guess it was sitting on the fence and was blitz attacked from behind with a fatal blow by another owl. It was most likely the same one I saw drinking from our bird bath a couple of nights ago. And I said, this, my friends, just happened not only physically here in my friend Marty's yard, but spiritually here in my own physical house. The false twin came at the true twin to take him out. I blocked it, and there was some confusion for a few seconds. I thought, why is this coming so fast and so furious over and over with this other one? And I knew what I was meant to do regardless of the outward signs, and this was confirmation of it. So I thank the Father for the clear sign. This is the clear sign. We may get many, many signs. Many signs come our way, but not all signs come from the light. Our hearts will point us to our true north, our soul's path, and I kept getting today, follow your true north. Follow your true north. Listen to your heart. Our mind is treacherous. What was the message we got today? Sometimes our mind deceives us, but your heart will not deceive you. Follow your heart. And Christianity teaches that the heart is deceptive. It's not deceptive. It's the mind that's deceptive. And not every sign you see is the right sign. So be aware of who you follow and who you listen to. I had spiritual friends. I had signs. I am very, very up on my messages and signs. I know. But I will believe my dreams and my animal messengers before anything. I don't care what any spiritual teacher tells me. I know what my Father has told me. And I had a dream 3 years ago. Isn't that funny? I had a dream. Who do I sound like? Martin Luther King. People didn't listen to him either at the time, did they? But I had a dream 3 years ago. And in the back of this dream, there was a scene, and I saw the false twin. He was riding on a horse in the back of the fields in the grass. And so was an ex of mine. He was there too. And the Father came and said to them, where is she? And they said, I don't know. She was supposed to follow us. And he said, the front door is open. And there's a raging storm outside. And in my dream, he was concerned. He was angry. You were supposed to care for her. That's what he said. You were supposed to care for her. But I had gone out into the storm because I went out following after my twin. What followed that dream was I saw myself sitting in a rocking chair, and I was looking down at this ring. I told you my moonstone's been burning me. I couldn't wear it. I was looking at this ring, and as I sat there, there were wet leaves. They were brown leaves. They'd fallen. It was fall, and it was raining, and they covered my ring. Look at the fire in it right now. When I looked down at the ring, though, in my dream, there was no color. It was just the color of my skin. And I said, I know who gave me this ring. I know who holds my moon. That is my true twin. And I went out into the storm after him. And it's coming around now. The season is coming now. And I will stand down to the bitter end, and I don't care what anyone thinks. But I gotta tell you, I know who my twin is. And I'm speaking out, and I don't know. I'm just kind of listening to my heart right now. Spirit's telling me to speak. But I was deceived, and I was manipulated, and I was lied to by the signs that I was shown. But it is the ultimate test of your twin soul. I saw us in a dream. I saw a past life dream with these same two people. They followed me through the centuries. And I watched as the one that I thought was my friend went with me. I had a scroll that I had to deliver, which was a message to save the prince, who was my twin. And I got almost to where I had to deliver the message. And all of a sudden I found myself bound and I was being burned at a stake. And the flames were coming up around me and I didn't feel the pain. I just was angry. Because as I looked out across the courtyard, I saw that person who I thought was my friend holding the scroll. He had turned me in. He had lied about me and said that I was a witch and I was burned at the stake and I was not able to save my prince. And so when I have always had this in the back of my mind, that no matter what went on, I would remain loyal. I said I was your friend. I said I took a vow and I said I'd stick it out to the end. And I am. No matter what anyone says or what anybody does. Now I understand why my ring was burning my hand. I told you that there was no color in it. It was the color of my flesh. That it would lead me to my true moon. I am an Aries in a Pisces moon, and my twin is a Pisces. That is the moon that I follow. And I follow my intuition. So, for those of you who are not in a twin soul relationship, this may sound crazy and you may not understand it. But for those of you who are, and the twins are coming together at this time, there's an opening happening. This may help you. Don't think it's going to be easy. It's going to be really, really hard. And you're going to be tricked and lied to up until the very, very bitter end. It seems to be up to one of the twins to stand loyal, while the other one stands quiet. It's not that he's not loyal, he's quiet. The great horned owl is quiet. He's a silent flyer. You don't hear him. The red hawk you see and you hear. Well, I'm the messenger. I'm the red hawk, and my twin is the silent flyer. But he is as loyal to me as I am to him. So, with that, we move forward with the messages for tonight. And we are going to be working with the wisdom of the oracle. Wow. What an amazing, talk about paradigm shifts and shocks. And when the Lady of Lightning appears, you expect things to shift and change. The wonderful thing was that my daughter and I weren't speaking, and she wrote to me. It's not like her to come to me first. It's usually me. But I held my ground this time, and she did. Wow. Okay, you guys, you know what I said about me and sniffing. And I'm going to try to be aware that I'm sniffing. But I got to tell you, I've got tears pouring down my face. And I was in the middle of a call when I had the epiphany hit me. So, a work call. I had to get off. All right, well, this one is, there is no place like home. And the fact that this is centered right on the front door, I'll tilt it up a little so that you can see that the light is coming from the front door. There is no place like home. So this speaks about many things. One, being comfortable in your own skin. To say what I just said, a lot of people would have fear of, you know, the fear of what others might think, the fear of retribution. I don't care what anyone thinks. I am comfortable in my skin. I know who I am and I know my place on this earth, and I know what my job is here to do. A twin soul relationship is not a job. It's not a normal love affair. It is a relationship of service first. And so God directs this, not man. And when there are doors and walls that look like they're impenetrable, when you stay close and firm to your true north, God will take those walls and obliterate them. So, it speaks about being at a place where you feel comfortable, where you are, no matter where you are. You feel safe, you feel secure. That's what home feels like, right? It's a place that you want to go to escape the craziness and the chaos of the outside world. It's a place that is yours, no matter how humble or how grand. I live in a studio. This is my studio. I love it. It's beautiful. It's not very big. It doesn't belong to me. That's a door to someone else's home. But this is my home right now. It talks about being comfortable in your own skin, being comfortable to speak your truth, to stand in your dignity and stand in your integrity, regardless of what anyone else may think or feel. No one can take that away from you. You know who you are. You hold your head high. You're not full of ego, and you're not on your knees. You have a balance of pride and humility. because we should be proud of who we are. And yet at the same time, we are humble because we are not God. We are made in the likeness of God. We are the observers. We watch. I am an observer. My twin said to me in my head, I heard him quite a while back, and he said, this is why I observe. It keeps me from making mistakes. He watches. He's very, very smart. So when it speaks about relationships, this speaks about lovers and friends and pets that feel at home in your life right now. You're in sync. Love and harmony are moving together, and feelings are reciprocated. The relationships bring you emotional safety. They bring you comfort. They feel familiar and like you're wearing an old pair of faded jeans that just fit perfect. They want you to be home in this relationship, in these relationships now. Because together, this is what makes the world grow. This is what makes the world heal, this kind of love. If you're speaking about prosperity, when you come from an authentic place, you send the reality of who you are out into the world, then reality is brought back to you. Authenticity comes back when you send authenticity out. The choices that you're going to make when you follow your true north, your integrity, your soul's path, the creative projects that you delve into, they're going to prosper. I said to my daughter about my daughter's piece that, the work that she's working on, I said, the fact that she's creative is one thing. Yeah, she's always been very creative. But when she follows her soul's path and it helps others, and now she is putting animal messengers on with her creative works, when you follow your soul's path and you do it in a way that can help others, she also gives away and donates a lot of her gifts and her time. And when you do that, you are prosperous, and she is. Her business is booming. Abundance will come to you naturally. Spirit, whether it's struggling or not, abundance will come to you naturally when you're following your true north. It's a process, and it doesn't mean you're going to be a multimillionaire. It just means that you will be abundant in love. You will be abundant and you will probably be very successful. You'll be successful enough. I love this message. I love this message. I love this whole night. This is one of the most wonderful days. It only could be better if my twin was standing here with me. Sorry, I took it off camera. I want you to see me do this. Wow, what a freaking amazing day. Amazing. Never give up. Never, ever, 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 ever give up on the ones that you love. Stuff is stuff. You can lose it, but you can always get that back. The houses that were burned and lost, people can rebuild, but the loved ones, you can never replace them. So don't ever give up looking for or fighting for or praying for the ones that you think are a hopeless case, because nobody is. Wow. This is interesting. Oh, I gotta breathe. I gotta breathe. I think I need to light some sage for a second, you guys. If you just give me a second. I'm a little overwhelmed. You want some? I'm laughing right now because it's like a giant hit, right? Wow. I don't even smoke pot, but this is my pot. Wow. Okay. So the next message we have, not at all surprising, is a message in a bottle. And what do we have sitting right there? A bottle with diamonds in it. Looks like the same kind of bottle. Look at that. If I tilted this like that, what's in this bottle is what matters to you. Diamonds are whatever it is that matters to you. And the pelican talks about working together as a team, coming together, soul, family, spirit with us, each other. Inside there's a telephone, and it's an old-fashioned telephone, which to me means past life connection in my own personal thought process. The pelican speaks about forgiveness. Forgiveness. Forgiveness brings about connection. When there are disturbances between people, unconditional love brings about forgiveness, which brings people back together. This person's got a spyglass. They were looking into the future. It's no surprise to me that there's a starfish on there coming from the stars, and my twin is a Pisces. So a message in the bottle is telling you this is all about communication. Clearly, people used to send messages in bottles. My daughter has a little, she has one like this in her charms. I love it. It's interesting thinking about that. But it's a way of a message being delivered. So it could come by email, it could come by a phone call, it could come by a text, it could come in person, it could come by that great horned owl that delivered me that beautiful, beautiful, perfectly timed message that I needed right then. Because I forgot to mention with Twin Souls, we need to make our choice first before there's anything visually in front of us. I needed to make my choice without seeing anything physical. It had to be from my heart. And so I made my choice, and that's when my message came. My message came after in confirmation. Won't come before, it comes after. So Spirit is sending you signs. And when you believe in them, you're going to receive them. Now be careful, as I said. There's also dark energy out there sending you signs. Sometimes it leads you to where you're meant to go, and other times it's not. The only way you're going to know is by tuning into your higher self and spirit and really following your true north. They want you to pay attention. They want you to become familiar with your animal messengers, with the symbols that come to you, with the omens that come forward. As I said, a flock of crows, a pelican sitting there, a great horned owl, a bee that made its way into my house at 10 o'clock last night, the bee that spoke of victory and getting busy and getting after the honey. Keep your ears open. Keep your eyes open. Somebody might be saying exactly the words that you need to hear for your question. It happens to me all the time. So right now, Spirit is saying to you, the reply to the question that you're asking is a favorable one. The answer is yes. In a relationship, you can expect positive news. As I said, an email, a letter, a phone call. You are the one who's going to expect some type of a message, so stay open to what it is. Only thing that's coming from this is good. There's nothing bad coming from this message. As far as prosperity, Spirit's saying you're on the right path, you're on target, your passion is what you are following. You're coming into alignment with your stars. When you come into alignment, all form of harmony happens. They want you to expect something now. This is an expectation. When Spirit tells you to expect something, you can expect it. Expect a call. Expect an opportunity. Expect a message from an old friend or an old love or a business contact. It's going to lead you closer to your dreams because Spirit has been listening to your prayers and watching how hard you've been trying. Are you someone who's refusing to look at the signs because you want them the way you want them? Red flags aren't there to wave in the wind because they're pretty. They're there to warn you of something. If something doesn't feel right, trust that. Don't ignore the signs. Spirit will draw your attention to what it is you're overlooking. Ask for it. It's got to be blaring. It's got to be like a freaking glowing stop sign with a name on it. All right, there's that message. I'm going to do one more. I'm just overcome. I'm also starving. I've got to go get food for Lily and for myself. P.S. Lily is gaining weight. Oh my God, you guys, she's gaining weight. I picked her up and she actually felt heavy to me. Before she just was just feathers and bones. She was nothing. But she weighed a normal size. She's lean. She's always going to be lean like my twin, but she's healthy. And she's eating constantly all day long. She's eating little bits all day long. I'm just so pleased. Thank you so much for all of your love and support and your prayers on her behalf. Spirit told me to expect a miracle with my twin and with my daughter Well, there's the miracle in itself, right? And with my baby girl, and there it was. Maybe that's who Lily represents. My daughter. Makes sense to me. Okay. Wow. This is interesting. What a strange card to come up. Oh, my daughter, the creative piece that she made is a praying mantis, and she has a hidden number in every one of her pieces. And the praying mantis was the number 5. And 5 means a significant change is happening in your life. Always for the better. It's a good idea to pray and ask Spirit for assistance to help you with these life changes. So what you're seeing is somebody is orphaned. Somebody is feeling dejected and alone, crying, grief-stricken. I'm looking at something and I'm trying to understand what it is that I'm seeing. She's got a beak. Do you see the beak? There's an orange beak coming down from. So this is a shapeshifter. There's a beak. I'm looking at a swan. I'm looking at a swan. That's what I see. There's no reason for that beak to be there. This is a swan. It's sitting atop of a stone. Someone who's cold as stone. It looks like the Queen Mother. No, it's a man. It's a man. And he's in stone. How interesting. A swan. So it's a sense of loss. A feeling that you don't belong. Uncertainty about where you belong. And a moment ago we spoke about home. Somebody doesn't know where their home is. We're all meant to be connected. We're all connected. We are all connected. No one is an island. I say that to myself. I say that out loud a lot. I'm an island. I've said it for a long time. And remember, I said to you guys, we got to be careful of the words that we say after I am. I am are the 2 most powerful words you can say. And for the longest time, I was saying I am an island. And I wonder why I'm alone. No one is an island. We are all connected. We're all part of the united consciousness. We are all part of the united collective. So the issue that you've got right now is your need to figure out where you fit. And in order to do this, you need to stand true into your integrity. Stand in your values, right? Your truths. Maybe you no longer fit in with whoever you were with before. With a certain group of people, friends even. Religion? I don't know. You need to find a new situation. You're feeling cast out. When I left the Jehovah's Witness organization, I walked away, so I wasn't removed. But they asked me if I wanted to be disassociated, and if I were disassociated, it's called being disfellowshipped, which is being cast out. So this is what this one is feeling like. They may have grown up in this type of a relationship, and now they've been cast away. I walked away. I found pride in myself, and I knew who I was. But this one doesn't quite know. There's a deep feeling of loss or confusion at this time. They want you to address your need. When something pushes a button, and when something hurts you, you have to ask yourself why. Why is it so important that I belong? What you need to do right now is understand that you will find your place with ones that are like you, like-minded, like-spirited. It's okay to not fit in. Let go of that shitty pressure. The crane, maybe this is a white crane or a white heron. It could be that as well, with a beak. I'm telling you, because the crane stands on its own 2 feet. It does not fit in. It doesn't care to fit in with the Joneses. It's very unusual. They're loners, often. I just spoke about them. Jack of all trades, master of none. People don't understand. Why aren't you using your degree to do what you're meant to do? Why are you following this religion, this weird spiritual path? Why are you hanging out with these people that burn sage and put crystals out on the full moon? This is bizarre. What is your behavior? We don't understand this. This is not how you were raised. Right? Not everyone's going to understand you. Like I said at the beginning of this message when I spoke about my twin soul, not everyone's going to understand that my twin soul is the acorn man. And I don't care if you understand it. I understand it. Sometimes it's harder for others to be as strong as I am. I've been through a lot in my life, and my faith is very, very strong. Spirit has literally taken everything away from me probably 4 or 5 times, and I mean everything, and then brought it back to me. And it was only Spirit who did it. I know I am guided and protected and loved. I know that. I trust Spirit with everything in me. So I don't feel lost, forlorn, and like I don't belong. My soul family has come to me. You guys are my soul family. We draw to one another who we are. So in relationship messages, as you transform and evolve from one state into another, you're looking for support. And you're disappointed and hurt by the people that are around you that aren't providing what it is you need or you feel you deserve. Maybe you're drifting away from relationships that you felt were very, very important to you because you're at a different stage. I told you, we were speaking about how when you start to grow and ascend, people will start falling out of your life. You'll go to make arrangements with people to meet them, but you just don't. People that you used to associate with, just all of a sudden, they don't have the time, or you'll miss phone calls, or you won't connect. And you're wondering what's going on. It happens because you're moving to a different level. You're on a different path of ascension. You don't have the same belief systems. You don't share the same core values. So maybe you're feeling left out at this time because we have to go through that in-between stage. I went through it, unable to get to that place where you feel safe and that you belong. But you have to make a choice to go to where you belong. And you need to realize that when you make the choice, it's like me. I had to make the choice first before I saw it. And it will come to me. It will come to me because I made the right choice. Do not compromise in order to fit in. It will not be worth the price that you have to pay. As far as prosperity, you can't be everything to everyone. You can't save everyone. Everyone isn't going to like you. Everyone isn't going to love you. And everyone isn't going to like what you have to say or do. And you are not going to be the popular one. You're going to be like Edward Scissorhands. P.S. I love Edward Scissorhands. I loved him then, love him now. That's who you're going to be. You're going to be the outcast. You're going to be the weird one. You're going to be the strange one. You're going to be one that was probably picked on or people laughed at. Or, you may, for me, people liked me. They liked the way I looked and they wanted me there. But then when my stand changed, I was completely cut off from everyone I knew. Everyone. I was raised one of Jehovah's Witnesses and I no longer belonged. Those were all of my friends. I had no one. No one. My daughter was the only one who was left that was not part of the organization. And as I said, it's been rocky. So I have been an island. I have been orphaned. I have been here. So I understand what this feels like. And it's a really shitty feeling. But I drew to me my soul family. And my soul family came to me. My father brought us forward. And I do not minimize the connection of people that I may not even have have in my physical presence. The connection is a soul connection, and it's real, and it's huge. And it doesn't mean that they'll always be in my life. They're here to help me through this time of my life when I've been an island. Some may last, some may not. Where we, a time, a place, a rhyme, a reason, a season. Who knows how long people will be there? But be clear about where your path is and where you're going. Be clear about what you do, about your work, about your creative projects. Whatever it is that you contribute to this world, it has to come from a place of authenticity. It can't come from what other people may want and what other people may look at and like. I did my wands because I needed sage, and I knew that it was healing. I knew that it would help other people, so I did it. This is what I put together. My daughter, she loves animals. She started making her creations based on her chameleons and her lizards and her dragons. I laugh when I say dragon because I'm the dragon in the family. My grandmother, my mother and I were the dragons. And I said to her, she kept saying to me, I'm channeling Gram. And I said, yeah, you are. But at the same time, I realized that she was channeling me. My daughter, my mom, and I. You know that apple doesn't fall far from the tree, even when you have difficulties. So you will attract abundance by being who you are and doing what comes naturally to you, following your passion. Stay on your side of the road. Stay on your path. There's 2 paths to follow. There's the right one and the wrong one, and your heart will guide you to the right one. That's where you're going to shine, and that's where you will get true prosperity. Another message to this. Maybe you feel you need to remain apart from someone because intimacy is too scary for you. You're not used to it. It threatens your sense of safety or peace. It also speaks of inappropriate family structures that are there in order to hide wounds from the past. Are there people that are holding you close, not because of love and not because of what's in your highest good, but in order for you not to allow out what unhealthy things maybe are hidden? Spirit wants you to address any unhealthy alliances that you have and make your decision about healing the past, about moving forward. You know, if you walk away from this stone cold man, this is a cold-hearted person. When you walk away from this, do not think that you're going to be alone. Spirit will not allow you to be abandoned. Your soul family will flock to you. Herons flock. Pelicans come together. We come together. Your soul family will wrap their arms around you and pull you in if you make the choice to follow your soul's path. This is about claiming your own independence and yourself as the divine being that you are. You know what? Just because you're born into a family doesn't mean you're all going to be friends. My son may never speak to me again. I love him. He's my son, but he does not have the same core beliefs as me, and I will not allow it to stop me from moving forward. And he said to me when he cut me out of his life, I hope that you can live with your decision. And I said, I can live with my decision. I hope that you can live with cutting your mother out of your life. Because I would respect his choice no matter what it is, but he won't respect mine. So, not all relationships are meant to be. And not all relationships are dysfunctional like you may have experienced in a family or in relationships before, and maybe you're not allowing yourself to experience a relationship because of the dysfunction that you've experienced in the past. So don't abandon what you deserve. You can connect with others in a very healthy way once you realize what your own patterns are that need to be broken, so that you can choose to cut cords with the past and heal the wounds from the past, and you cease to be the orphaned one. I'm going to give you one message from Spirit, just a one-liner. I don't know what it is until I turn it. You deserve the best. Stop being this orphaned one that's left alone and feeling abandoned. Reach out and embrace the love that is there for you. Don't push away what your soul is longing for. Blessings on your journey.